So the first bit of news for this week involves federal legislation, a bill that was introduced by Senators Blumenauer, who's a big advocate of the cannabis reform, as well as Senator Wyden. It's called the State Cannabis Commerce Act, and what it would essentially do is extend the federal protections that already exist for medical cannabis facilities to those adult use cannabis facilities. And unlike the protections now, it wouldn't expire. So I know that there's kind of every year there's always a lot of word about whether or not those protections are going to continue. And as more and more states have gone on board for adult use, the absence of those protections has kind of worried some people. But this bill has been introduced that would more permanently extend those protections to those licensed facilities that are complying with federal law. Not federal law, but state law, and would prevent the Department of Justice from prosecuting them. What it also would do was allow for the transportation of licensed cannabis from state to state, for example, from Michigan to Illinois, if both of those states drafted laws allowing that. So I think, not guaranteed yet to pass, not sure where the votes lie, but definitely positive movement going forward to have this bill introduced that would assure protections, and also the reality that we're going to eventually have interstate commerce between cannabis businesses and states that allow them. The second bit of news is out of California. They are reporting slotting fees, which is basically kind of a to play, or what you'll see at a grocery store where certain brands will pay more to have premium shelf space. And so the report out of California was that some retailers are charging up to $5,000 to $10,000 per month for growers and processors to have products on their shelves. And this is intended allegedly to be an added income stream for, due to the black market undercutting their sales and offering product at a cheaper price. So the licensed facilities are needing to recoup and have an additional income stream for that. I think the report kind of highlighted that this trend could be problematic for more smaller businesses. Think of the brands on the store shelves for groceries where, some of the smaller companies, while they might be, have good products, they might not be able to afford that shelf space. And there's a lot of market research that's done as to where you look in the shelves, and that could have an impact on smaller businesses by squeezing them out because they're unable to afford that premium shelf space. So I think the argument is, is it pay to play? Is it just the cost of doing business? This type of practice is very common in grocery stores and retail stores, but it's typically banned in the alcohol industry. So it's to be seen how the regulators in different states are going to react to this type of different presentation and way of doing business.